What if you could become a better person? Not by working harder, but by taking one doable step a day. And not because you're a bad person now, but because there's something inside you that's ready for more. How to Be a Better Person walks you through 1 year of those tiny steps. 365 small but mighty tools you can use in the next 24 hours to make a difference in yourself and the world. My mission? To help you live your best life. Hey, and welcome to Mindset Monday here on How to Be a Better Person. This is Kate, coming to you with an idea that can help you see yourself and your role in the world a little more expansively. Today's tip can nudge you into feeling more generous, which isn't something you hear too much about, am I right? We hear a lot about gratitude, which is all well and good, as gratitude is a lovely thing. But gratitude is focusing on either what you have or what you get. And generosity is the flip side of that coin. It's focusing on what you can give to others. Not in a martyry way, but in a way that encourages you to see yourself as a source of goodness and not just a recipient. Today, I want you to try on the idea of thinking of you and your resources as a river, not a pond. What in the heck am I talking about? Okay, here goes. Think about a pond. If you were going to draw a picture of a pond, you'd draw a circle, right? It's enclosed. There are no inlets or outlets, and that can mean that a pond is vulnerable to growing stagnant. Now compare that to a river. The water is flowing. At any given spot in a river, the water is coming from a source higher upstream and moving on along to find its way to a bigger body of water. The water may be running higher someday than others, but there is always movement, always more water coming in, and always more water going out. You want to be more like a river than a pond. So let's use the example of money. If you're a pond, whenever you get money, you're going to want to keep it to yourself. I mean, listen, I'm a fan of saving money. I'm a fan of not spending money that you don't need to. But I'm also a fan of spending money in ways that reflect your values and in giving money away. But if you're thinking like a pond, you're thinking you've got to keep as much as possible of what you get. And if you're thinking like a river, you're not necessarily thinking of the money as yours. It comes in and it goes out, and there's always more where that came from. I talked about this idea of there's more where that came from in the episode from October 25th, or episode 36. When you're in the mindset of being a river, you're more inspired to give to others. You're not in fear of running out, and that's really the clincher. Being like a river helps you get out of a fearful way of looking at the world. Being a river applies to other things besides money, things like time, energy, and other resources. If your neighbor comes and knocks on the door asking to borrow butter, and you only have one stick left, a pond thinker might say they don't have any to spare. A river thinker would think, sure, here you go, I'll be able to get more when I go to the store. Or maybe you'd cut yourself off a tablespoon to get you through until your next grocery run. There's no shame in keeping the things you need. But when you shift into thinking like a river, you're not taking the stance that you have to protect what's yours with everything you've got, because there's enough to go around. How much you have to give of anything will vary, just like sometimes rivers are a trickle, and sometimes they're whitewater rapids, and sometimes they flood. But you always have enough to share, because you know there's more headed your way. So it's not just about generosity, it's also about trust. Trusting that one way or another there will be more, and it will be enough. And if your river ever feels like it's running dry, someone else's will be able to send some water your way. Because being a river is also about opening yourself up to receive more good stuff. You can let it in without feeling unworthy or guilty or superstitious. You're just a river, doing what rivers do, which is constantly being replenished. As you go through your day today, try to find one small way that you can be like a river, not a pond. It could be that you let someone else go first because you're flowing a few seconds of time their way. Or maybe you donate some money. Or you share some food from your kitchen with someone else or your garden. I think you'll find that being a river feels really good. That's it from me today. Tomorrow we're shifting gears and talking about something that can help save you time and angst in your work life. Thanks for listening to How to Be a Better Person. Our theme song is Left for Deadish by Junior85. The podcast is mixed by Sound Advice Strategies. If you liked what you heard in this episode, share it with someone you think would like it too. Your voice matters. Also, How to Be a Better Person has an official newsletter that sends the past 7 episodes, a sneak peek of the week ahead, and one well-chosen meme to your inbox every Saturday morning. Sign up at beabetterpersonpodcast.com and click on Get Podcast News. I also love to hear from listeners. I mean, I love it. Send me an email by clicking on the Contact Kate button at beabetterpersonpodcast.com. Tweet me at Kate Han, Katehan, or find me on Instagram at Kate Hanley Author. I look forward to connecting with you.